As we're getting into sports, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. You think you know your stuff? Get into the winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor pool for the upcoming season. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get a game of blackjack or poker run by with one of our over 150 slot games they have. Head to the website today and use promo code BLEAV, that's B-L-E-A-V, and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Code BLEAV, capital B-L-E-A-V. Next is from...
This is the Nash thing.
Yeah, let's
go ahead.
Let's go over Nash and Paul, because they'll have a clip to use right away, and it'll probably be good for the numbers. So here's Kev's first comments on Logan Paul that made the response possible.
Business is shoot. And Logan Paul said, well, I don't know. He says, you know what a shoot is, right? And I could, because I saw it on Instagram, so it cut off. So I didn't get to see if they were ribbing him or what.
They were working him, I think, because Logan Paul doesn't shoot work.
He's not one of the boys. Where would he learn that? Where's he going up and down the road talking about our jargon? In the building? Everybody's in their own motor coach. There's no interaction. There's no socialization. You don't become one. You don't become one of the boys just because you're around them. That, from what I heard, he's making like $5 million for a limited, and those other are out there making house shows. You. That's from the boys.
That's from someone working the road schedule.
I don't give a how many people are following you. All that means, man, if it said you had 24 million Rhodes scholars following you, man, I would be like, dude, you got a bunch of idiots.
That's a clip. That's a clip, Joe.
Okay. And
now play Logan's. Basically saying, dude, you're not one of the boys. You're not making the house shows. Yeah. You're making $5 million a year. Okay. No,
okay. Let me comment on that too.
Play Logan Paul's response, and we'll comment on the whole thing. So.
Okay.
People met me. They're like, "Yo, Kevin Nash is talking about you." I said, "Who is Kevin Nash?"
Oh,
I mean that. I'm unfamiliar with this guy, which I think is his problem. I'm not as versed in the WWE and in wrestling as maybe I should be, as my peers are. But then how am I so much better than all of them? You know, I don't have the answers to these questions. It is a question. I don't know how I could be the best in the WWE or at least one of the best. Like, I'm surely a top fiver, and I don't even do it full time. Now imagine if I did learn a little bit. Imagine if I devoted, came one of the boys, learned what the difference between a shoot and a work was. Will that make me a champion? Me? You. You're one of the old guys who is bitter that I am better at your job than you ever were. And that makes you pathetic. This will be my sport, and I will continue to make guys like you eat your words when I devote a little bit of time to it. Me, fuck you.
Okay, so what do you think about both of the promos?
Wow, I had not seen Logan Paul's. So I understand where Kevin is coming from 100%, but at the same time, he's got to understand that just because he says, well, how would you know what a shoot is? Bro, there's millions of people that aren't wrestlers that know what a shoot is. Joe knows what it is, and so does Hughley, and so does everybody in our business, right? And the fact that he doesn't know who Kevin Nash is very surprising to me. You would think he'd know a little bit more about the sport that he's making so much money in, and that they hold so much respect for the guys before them. You know what I'm saying? Wow, I didn't expect him to come off like that.
All right, I gotta get.
Let me just make a show reference real quick. So if he thinks he's a top fiver, that means he's number 5, right?
Yes, correct. Me and Booker T used to argue that all the time. I'm top 5 for here, number 5. No, man, I'm top 5. Yeah, you're 5. I go, because if you'd be a top 4, top 3, top 5. You're saying you're number 5, right? Let me number 1. I don't think Kevin knows how much this guy makes from his YouTube. The guy makes a fortune. And I've said this on the podcast before. This guy would obviously be a guy you could promote as make your world champion and do all your media and everything if the guy had the time. But the WWE can't afford to pay the guy because he makes so much money doing the other. So knocking. I don't think Kevin knows how much this guy makes outside of the WWE.
Why would he? He's not from his generation.
Exactly. Now here's another thing too. Just by watching that just now, I just thought of this. And you're listening to your response, I just thought of this. Okay, dude, you're seeing a lot of wrestling programming. Okay, and we're also seeing wrestling programming where after the show is over, there's media scrums and it's just all completely the kayfabe's out the window. We're just talking about it like it's a work, just all the that match. This guy missed this spot. They're just open the book, right? Which means nowadays you have to be really, really, really good at blurring the lines to make people believe. Bro, I think Logan Paul was just working there. And he literally got you he blurred the lines for you. Like, bro, I'm thinking he's work shooting that, and that's what you have to do today. Think about what he just did there in that little video. He made y'all think like he was shooting. He may not have been. But bravo, very good job. This is how we need to be promoted on social media, where a bunch of people think work because we're telling them this will work as soon as the show's over. So when you
we don't have to tell them; they already know.
They already know. When you can have spots like this where he spoke well enough to piqued your interest, blurred the lines for you, you thought it was a shoot. He might be a shoot, but the fact that you think like, wow, I didn't think that great job. We need more of this because wrestling is very phony looking today with the work. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we spoke on this podcast a few weeks ago. I said, bro, the realest thing about the wrestling is the promos. The fakest thing is the work, and that's just a shoot. The wrestling is scripted entertainment, but when you're cutting a promo on somebody, people think that is very real because the words coming out of your mouth to get to believe you. You're not going to believe me. You're really fighting in there unless you're punching each other in the face for a shoot. You know what I'm saying? So I just think job well done by both guys here. Kevin, and plus, bro, Kevin. Now Kevin is going to everybody, their mother's going to listen to his podcast next. And Kevin's going to cut a fantastic promo on Logan Paul right back at him. And then, bro, think about that. One of the best promo guys in the back and on screen from the 90s, cutting promos. We're watching like basically doing an angle with one of their best performers on their television show. Like you're seeing it. The old school guy in the news. Pull your mic down, Mike.
Those are good, valid points, and might even lead to Nash showing up on WWE one day. Give more power to him if it does.
I mean, put another level to this too. I'm not saying I don't believe that Kev feels the way he does about you're not one of the boys and that kind of thing. But I also think that recently Logan's been in the news with stuff about the swimmer that was the transgender swimmer. Was it a woman? And Logan comes out for Trump and stuff like that. Now you guys know better than I. Kevin is not for Trump. Kevin does not.
Kevin actually posted on Instagram. He's voting for Kamala. He posted her picture
Kevin
up there.
Definitely voting for Kamala. Well, I think maybe Kev got maybe a bug about Logan's public politics too, and that's another reason he probably doesn't like him.
I don't know. I guarantee you. I know Kevin is irked by guys that are not the boys because Kevin did not like to Kevin and Scott. When Hogan had his own private room, Piper, all those guys had their own private rooms. Kevin's like, I don't want a room. I'm dressing with the boys.
Yeah.
Kevin was always one of the boys, always. Even though he may have been outspoken or maybe some of the boys didn't like him, he was in the locker room. All these other guys were in the, big shots were always in their private rooms and trailers. Kevin was always been one of the boys. So I think that does irk him for a shoot.
Right.
That Logan Paul's making all that money and gets his motor, just he's.
You got to remember, bro. Kevin comes from a different era. He was on those trips every day, 3-4 hours in a bus, in a car, then TV, then in the gym, and then
Yes.
and for 40 days straight, and then to see somebody that just comes in and didn't have to like they did back in the day. Of course,
Right.
it irks guys like him.
Right, but
Just
I
like
would,
me, when I see guys in AEW that do 0 house shows and they're complaining about, I'm like, go on the road and see what it was really like.
the only thing that bugged me here, and I'm surprised at, okay, is Kevin Nash of all people. I'm surprised he was hot. He's hot at a guy for getting his bag. Kevin always tried to get more money, always. And so I'm, him like being critical of a guy that's
Well, I
getting
think he's
paid,
critical because he's not a full-time guy.
right,
And then he
But
didn't
yeah.
even know what a shoot was.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a shoot that conversation they had with
You think it was, and I'm not sure.
I think it was. I think Logan leaned more into character, but I think he meant what he said. And I think Kevin.
I don't know. Well, all I know is this: Logan Paul is excellent in the ring, and he's excellent doing this on social media too. Like he's worth every penny.
Right, and you've had 3 guys.
Yeah.
You've had 3 guys that are major stars go into our business and compete at the highest level.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee,
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul, and Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
More power to him.
Bro,
And if you're a promoter and you can get that type of star, that's why they used to bring in back in the day Muhammad Ali to do guest appearances, on WWE and stuff like that. When you can get Tyson, when you can get a superstar to work with you, you're gonna do it.
Like
and now you got a guy that could wrestle. Ali didn't wrestle, Tyson didn't wrestle, but these guys did, so you're gonna take advantage of it. Who wouldn't?
Did we do the math on Logan Paul's like star ratings that he's averaging like 4.1 stars per match or something in his career, which puts him in the GOAT
Ludicrous.
conversation.
Right.
But Disco, now you also see, as we watch that clip, how, and Konnan, you saw and heard it too, how careful certain YouTube channels are being because they censored the out of
Nash.
No, because Nash got demonetized. That's why.
Oh, so they're trying to. I got you.
Yeah. Nash got
very touchy. It's very touchy.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.